Welcome everybody. This is going to be episode 11 of our D&D campaign, The Rise of Tiamat. You want to kick us off with the recap of where we're at so far in the adventure?
Here we go. The cult of the dragon is busy at the Well of Dragons by the thousands in some sort of ritual to summon forth Tiamat. The group has divided the remaining forces of the Sword Coast among the remaining townships and cities, hoping it will provide defense to the oncoming onslaught of the cult across the realm. They now possess 2 of the dragon masks and found and captured Varam, the white dragon Wyrmspeaker. He has been turned over to the Council of Waterdeep and took to the dungeon for questioning. They tracked down a second Wyrmspeaker, Nerenvain, the son of King Melindrak, and after a fierce battle, they defeated his green dragon and obtained his green dragon mask. They decided to slay him. After searching his lair, they discovered a mysterious orb that seemed to send Balazar into some sort of fit of greed for the orb when he touched it. They sensed something of a great evil within it. Wanting no evil to come of it, Krabik sealed it away into another plane, and they traveled back to Waterdeep. It is here that in the council room, a silver female dragon swooped in through the window and took the form of an elf and told them that they had been requested to meet with the great leaders of the metallic dragons atop the highest peak in the Nether Mountains far to the east. Atop the silver dragon, they are riding east. What will become of the adventurers? Can they convince the metallic dragons to assist in their plight to stop Tiamat's resurrection? And what new dangers will they face, and how will they rise above? Stay tuned.
All right, so you guys are flying from Waterdeep atop a silver dragon, headed to the east, a little bit to the north here. And I'm going to share the map here, just so you got a little bit of a something to compare to of where we're headed. So I've got the dot there in Waterdeep, and you can see the X up there to the northeast at Nether Mountains, which is the direction you're headed. So it's about a 600-mile journey. So there's plenty of time for conversation or anything you guys would like to do on the way there.
I would like to ask our dragon friend about the Green Dragon Orb.
Now, are you going to summon it forth to show it, or are you just going to speak of it?
I'm just going to speak of it.
Okay, tell me exactly how you describe it and what you say to him. To her. It's a female dragon. I keep saying him, but it's her.
While we were somewhere, we were capturing the guy. You can fill in the blanks. Let's see here.
You're
we found.
You're really painting a picture, babe.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. It's a gift. I'm a storyteller. We found a little orb, a green orb that somebody was using. It gave them powers. It gave them resistance to all sorts of different damage, and once we took it, I gave it to our dragonborn friend over here, and he seemed to become like possessed with it and obsessed with it and wouldn't give it back. I had to put it in a different plane of existence so that it would release its hold on him. And I just wanted to know if you had ever heard of such a thing, if this was like, as some sort of dangerous magic that we should banish and maybe try to destroy.
Okay.
Nathan, really quick.
Yes.
Let me know if I hear any of this.
Yes, you're all you guys are riding back to back here, so you would definitely hear the conversation.
Except for everybody in the very, very back who's going like, what?
Yeah,
what does he say?
The wind.
Say it louder.
I can't hear.
I'm just focusing that he said my dragonborn friend, and I'm just tearing up a little.
So during the journey, after you describe this, she basically asks that you keep it tucked away, but to present it to Tazmikella. She tells you that Tazmikella will be at the council representing the Copper Dragons, and that she believes that she may have some interest in that item. If it's what she thinks it is.
Can you tell me anything? What do you think it is?
So she explains that if it's what she thinks it is, then there was ages past on a different world. There was a terrible war against evil dragons, and some wizards came together and forged 5 orbs of dragonkind to help defeat the dragons. They're of great power, and most do not exist anymore, but there are a few that still do. And she tells you that the one you have, if it is indeed not a replica or anything of that nature, then it belongs to Tasmakella, who had it stolen.
And now, would it be good for the realm to return this to Tasmakella? Will that not be dangerous?
With the given times and everything happening with Tiamat, perhaps the orb could be used for good. Whether you and your group are capable of handling it would be the real question, or if it would be better back in the hands of the metallic dragons.
So we can't just throw it in Mount Doom or anything?
Is there a mountain where we can dispose of it?
Can we just fly there on top of eagles and not have to worry about it?
No, there's no
Right.
there's no reason to destroy it. If you don't want it any longer, it should just be returned to Tasmakella.
All right. Well, this was very helpful information. You are a credit.
Can I hint to Krabic to ask what type of person could utilize this orb? Or if there's anything that we need?
Someone of very strong will could actually use this orb. Basically,
So no one in this group.
Yeah, basically, it has. It can be used for good. It can be used to cure, for healing. It can be used to change the patterns of stars in the skies. It can be used to ward from death. It has, and it can also be used to call forth dragons.
Hey, Krabic, maybe we should just keep it in your third dimension, and it can kind of be like a Deus Ex Machina, you know?
Hey, listen, I'm very excited about the potential of. I am saying this via message so that our dragon friend doesn't hear it. But I say to Fife, there's nothing I would like more as a magic user and as a person who longs for knowledge. I just want to play with this thing so badly and try to use it in fights and stuff. But I have already told this dragon about it, and dragons they seem really powerful and cool, and so I don't want to upset them by sort of not then giving the thing to them that I just told them that I have.
What's the name of this dragon again?
The one you're riding on is a silver dragon named, hang on, Oteri Leocarnos.
Okay.
But Terry seems like she's cool with you playing with your ball, so why don't you just do that?
I don't know. I'll think about it.
I asked the dragon what would happen if it had gained control of me, or if I had continued to succumb to it.
It would charm you. It would. There is a spirit of a dragon within that would begin to control you for evil ends of its own desire. Most likely to spread suffering to the world or advance the worship of Takesis. Roll a history check for me real quick, Krabic.
Oop. Does the orb know that I'm immune to charm?
Does the orb know?
Do you know that you're immune to charm?
This is not the spell charm. This is a dragon's influence.
Is it? Oh, just cool.
Yeah, charm
just
is
like a cool dude.
Yeah, not like the actual spell charm.
Gotcha.
So, Krabic, you actually recognize that the name Takesis is Tiamat's name.
Ooh.
I didn't realize that.
Yep, Takesis is
That
and Tiamat are the
Takesis, Queen
same.
of Darkness, is Tiamat? Oh, I
Yes,
didn't realize that.
Sure is. All right.
I guess it makes sense.
I got Takesis once after a 3-night bender.
Hey.
All right, so
Oh, boy.
on your way there, guys, you do see many townships and villages and whole swaths as you fly over the high forest. There's just huge swaths of the forest burnt, smoke,
boy.
and you can tell that there's been many dragon attacks as you're flying and you're looking down upon the land as you travel. You can see that there's been quite the chaos, and you do eventually come up. What's that?
Sorry, really quick. I just realized, like, we're getting an overhead view, and we put all these troops in this in these different towns.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sort of getting like a real-time strategy view of like the map that we had set up, and to see whether or not we did this well in this.
How do we do?
Well, you'll have to check in with the council, but the war has waged on while you guys were adventuring. So you guys do eventually, you can see the Nether Mountains in the distance. The dragon flaps towards it, finds the highest peak on the mountain, where you can see there are 5 large stones in a circle, and atop each stone is a metallic dragon. You recognize a golden dragon perched amongst one of the stones. There is a brass dragon perched upon one. There's an empty stone in which Oteri Leocarnos lands and bends her neck down for you to walk out in the middle of this circle of metallic dragons. And beside of her is a bronze dragon, and the final stone has a female copper dragon sitting upon it.
Tuss Michaela, I've heard all about you.
Yes, and so as you guys step off, the golden dragon, who's the largest of all of them, opens his maw, and basically he explains the rules of the Metallic Dragon Council. He explains to you that they are considering their options and how they should assist to try to stop this great threat. They explain to you that they have stopped the resurrection of Tiamat in ages past. So they, unlike the lesser races, which is not meant to be an insult, that is just what they call all the normal races of this world, that they believe they have more wisdom and guidance in the matter than the lesser races, and they would like to be involved possibly in some way. He also explains that they will each take their turns to speak with each of you, and he'd like you all to be honest and forthcoming, and that to see if they can't all come to an agreement. So basically, based on how you feel about each dragon and what they bring and how you respond, they will meet after the council to decide if they're going to help and how they're going to help. He says he will go first, and he starts by letting you know that he does not care for humans or elves or the small races. He says the capacity for attaining great power, despite the small race's physical limitations, is dangerous. He then goes on to tell you that King Malandrak, who's of the Waterdeep Council, he feels he needs to apologize for the dragon, the Dragon Rage Mythal, which was a war that the dwarves, that the elves raged on the dragons in the past, that King Malandrak was the leader of. So he asks you if you think that you could get King Malandrak to give a formal apology for the slaying of the dragonkind.
Yes, we can, for sure. Without a doubt.
I don't know why there was even a moment's hesitation among all of us.
Mhm.
There's no doubt in our minds. We can do anything if we set our minds to it.
Nathan, before we go too far into this, in terms of like a gameplay standpoint, just so I'm clear, basically each dragon's going to tell us how they feel about the situation.
Yes.
And then we're going to answer their questions or their concerns, and then they're going to decide if they help us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any like rolling mechanic in this, or is it just like
There can
like
be.
a theater of the mind?
There can be, depending on certain things that are said. There could be some rolling to see if it works or not, or if it's persuasive enough, etc. But for the most part, it's mostly roleplay.
Can I try to give a quick little like speechy thing
Sure.
to not say that King Melindrak will give. I'm trying to pull up my notes to see who this motherfucker is. But because I took notes, you don't need to tell me. I feel like I was doing good notes on everybody.
If everybody needs to know, I can give a recap though, if needed.
Melindrak is Narenvain's father.
Yes, that you just dealt with. Yep.
He's the wild elf druid, king of the Misty Forest, like balance between nature and civilization. So can I try to give like I don't know if we can get a full-throated apology from Melindrak, but I feel like can we haggle with this dragon and maybe try to get it down to like some kind of general, like when somebody's shitty, won't apologize to you, but they kind of give you like an offhand apology, and then you just gotta like accept that. Like I kind of figure that's where Melindrak's gonna land. So I want to see if we can kind of roll
a persuasion check for me.
All right.
Yeah.
But out of character, I really feel like we could potentially, given the dire circumstances of the situation, we could probably convince Melindrak that in order to get the help of the dragons, we need him to apologize.
We just killed his
From
son.
your dealings with them so far, he is very arrogant, though. That the elves are the ultimate,
murdered his son.
Maybe we can get like I'm sorry if you felt.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm
sorry if you felt hurt.
I'm hoping for like I'm sorry that I made you feel that way, and that you didn't understand. Yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to bring it down to that. Like still a slight belly show, but maybe not a full-throated like down on my knees apology. Okay.
But also, Melindrak also was like, you could kill my son if you need to. So, I feel
we did his dirty work.
Yeah, I feel like, he owes us one.
We could definitely exploit the fact that we could definitely exploit the fact that his son was like an embarrassment to him, and like join, and we could keep that. We could, right? Because wasn't that like kind of a secret? We could keep that a secret if he agrees to apologize or whatever.
I'm on board with. I think we can get him to apologize, full-fledged apology.
I mean, I think we already said yes, so we're actually like we're catching up to what we've already told him, which is of course, which is a fine thing to tell the gold dragons that we need.
I have like a DC 13 on persuasion, so I'm going to use it as much as humanly possible.
All right, roll it. Yeah, roll it.
Okay, so I'm going to give myself a bardic inspiration, and then I will roll my persuasion.
Okay.
That's a 24.
All right.
Plus
that.
8.
Okay, well, you passed.
32.
You passed. So he agrees that if at the very least King Melindrak will address his own people and formally tell them that what they did was wrong, that the slaughter of dragons just for the hunt is wrong and will not be continued as long as he reigns.
That is all we ask, Lord Dragon.
Even if it's not heartfelt. If he just gives a formal apology to his own people.
Well, a man like that has so little heart.
Which would be the Eldritch Knights, by the way. All right. Then he goes on to ask why the lesser races have chosen you, and why you are the ones that can stop Tiamat.
Wait, really quick, just pause. Just to mix it up, make it fun. Since there are 5 dragons, they're gonna ask each of us. They're gonna ask us each for one thing. Do we want to designate one person each to handle each dragon or something, just so we have the opportunity to either succeed or fuck up individually? And have to deal with it.
Is that what you guys want to do?
Sure, that works for me.
Yeah.
Give me which is the dumbest of the dragons?
I don't think any of them are dumb.
Damn it.
They're old and wise.
All right, I'm in.
So, who wants to answer? Why were you chosen from the lesser races? And what do you have that makes you able to or feel capable of stopping Tiamat?
This is the gold dragon still?
Yes. Protanther
So
is his
then-
name.
I think Fife was already talking to him, right? So Fife,
Yeah.
do you want to continue?
Sure. I will say that the smaller races have never succeeded due to their size or their stature or their presence. Even our short lives are but a blink of an eye to great beasts like yourselves. But instead, our power and our ability comes from our cooperation with each other. And if you look at this gathered assemblage here, you'll see human, elf, gnome, half-orc, and dragonborn. And together we represent a collective of these small races that, through our uniting, will succeed over such great threats.
He nods, and then he looks at Lenora, the only human among you, and he says, "Your kind, specifically, has caused great harm across the realm."
Look, humans are gonna human. Okay, we're a flawed race. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, humans caused the greatest misery in my life, and I am a human. So, would you not say that a dragon is responsible for the greatest threat to the realm right now?
Generalizing the dragons as one race would be as if I generalized the humans with the goblins.
All right. Well, I thought I had a pretty good metaphor, but you apparently don't see dragons as a single race, so don't know how to come back from that. I apologize for my people on behalf of everyone.
How do I know that the human amongst you won't choose his own people? After all, the cult is made up, including their leader, of your kind.
As Fife has been saying, many humans have already gathered to resist the rise of Tiamat and to do everything in their power collectively to stop them. You can fly across the land and see it yourself. We flew across a bunch of dead troops just a few miles from here. You can see them. They were resisting Tiamat. We sent them there and they died. That was us. That happened.
Very well. Let's see what the other dragons have to say, and so we can come to a conclusion. So then to his right is a male brass dragon who introduces himself as Eleuthera. And he says, "I have watched the lesser races for long centuries from the plains, and I believe each of you possess potential for good or evil in equal measure. For this split, the masks cannot be in the hands of the lesser races. Hand over those you have back to us with which they belong, and once you have recovered the other masks from the Well of Dragons, I would expect they will be returned to us as well."
Krabik, why don't you go ahead and take this one?
Yeah, I know, you're the one who's got all of them.
Yeah.
Can I message Krabik really fast while this happens? They can't. Can I do a check? They can't tell if we're message. I mean, they can't hear what our message is. Right?
I don't know.
Nathan?
Yeah, there's got to be. These are powerful.
They're
dragons.
very powerful.
You-
They go between planes of existence, so very possibly they could.
gotta
Never
figure
mind.
One of them has mind reading thoughts.
Yeah, I don't want to. Somebody's got to. If Krabbit can detect thoughts, this dragon can. I'm gonna take.
What's the name of this dragon who's talking to me right now?
Eleuthera. I'll put it in chat.
Luthra. Let me just say that the tales of your wisdom and your fairness do not do you justice. As soon as I landed, I was impressed. Holy moly. I am concerned, though, that the dragons who are conspiring to bring about the rise of Tiamat are powerful indeed and could be too great of a foe. I request that you allow us to use the masks for this battle, and I will, with great graciousness and humility, return all the masks to you once we are successful.
Call forth the dragon. If you can control it, we'll let you keep them until such time that we have quelled Tiamat's threat. If you cannot, you must give over the mask.
Ooh, this is very exciting.
Oh wait! Don't do anything. I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration on you, just so you have it.
All right. I put on the black mask.
Oh, not the black
I like
one.
the challenge you guys got going. That is hilarious. By the way, all right. So you go with the black mask, okay?
So the black mask. I call out to the black dragon from our last adventure.
The one of the swamps, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And roll me a. I forgot how we were doing this last time. I think it was a.
Wisdom, maybe?
I think it was. Yeah, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Instant saving throw.
A wisdom save.
Yes, a save. Yes.
Winston Salem.
A Winston. A Winston.
Wait.
Let's take a big
If
drag.
It's a save, he gets. If it's a save, he gets +2. I'll put that on him. If he's 10.
It's already too late. He rolled.
Yeah, he already rolled.
He got
rolled
25.
fantastically. What a beautiful roll.
So
He did well.
Great.
You outstretch your hands and begin chanting, and there is a roar from the distance. All of the metallic dragons' heads slowly turn in the direction as a large black dragon, still you can shimmering from where it had been wet before, comes almost as if it has teleported to the mountain.
Wow.
Now I need you
How
to
does he
roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, me?
Oh,
Yeah.
let's do.
All right. I've got a +2 on that, you said?
Well, wait. Let me drag it onto you.
Also, Jared, do you have lucky? Do you still have lucky?
I have so many things, guys. Do not worry.
Okay, great.
Okay. You should get it.
All right.
Okay.
Maybe not.
So that's a 19.
The dragon lands with a crash, and you. Let's see here. Actually, I need everybody else to roll me a dexterity
Bardic
saving
Inspiration.
throw real quick.
Dexterity?
Was
Yeah.
busy using democracy in a different space. But okay, you insist.
Doofa.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 falls to the ground prone. So does Tronic. Balasar remains his footing. Lenora falls.
Lenora falls and
Everyone,
floats.
everyone should have +2. I don't know why it doesn't.
I
10,
don't think your
11.
powers automatically
Yeah.
apply to
Well,
everyone.
even with that, they would have fallen. Balasar, but he stands tall. Kravik doesn't fall because he's the one summoning him. The black dragon lets out a mighty roar, and as it does, the golden dragon Protanther steps from his pedestal, and with one bite decapitates him, and his head
Whoa!
Oh, shit.
falls to the ground and rolls off the mountain, and the body collapses.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. We needed that.
He steps.
How embarrassing, though, if you were this dragon and you show up like as somebody's slave in front of all these other dragons. But it is.
Especially the metallic dragons, you know.
I know, it's like your bullies and you getting bullied by an ant.
Like, imagine being summoned forth suddenly in front of the president and then immediately be humiliated. You know?
And the dragon decapitates me.
So
imagine your buddy invited you over the way that Kravik did. He invited his friend over to get killed. God.
So the Eleuthera, with head tilted, looks at Kravik and says, "You have mild control, but what if you were to lose it?"
I do not lose control.
Could it not make the situation worse?
I mean, there are a lot of hypothetical. I don't believe in hypotheticals. What if, what if I get super control over it and I'm able to, to stop the rise of Tiamat without a single fatality?
The silver dragon, Oteri Leocarnos, that you guys rode in with, turns to the brass dragon Eleuthera and says, "He did control the dragon. You must keep your end of the bargain." Eleuthera bows, and then says, "But once all the masks are gathered, they need to rightfully be brought back to us. Are we agreed on that?"
You have my word.
By taking the masks from the cult, you are weakening their ability to summon for Tiamat. Tiamat can be summoned at full strength or as an apparition, as she normally appears in this world. The true fear here, Tiamat has appeared in apparition many times through our lifespans, but she has never been brought forth whole. By you having even 2 of those masks, you've weakened the ability for her to be brought back in full. But if they get those masks back, which I'm sure they will try everything in their power to, she could once again be brought forth. So safeguard those with all you have.
They will not get these masks back. Also, you're welcome.
Eleuthera nods.
Should we split up the masks? Is there? I mean, I don't know if any of us have the right skills to use the second mask. Is there someone who does, so that we're not like such a fool?
What's
target?
What's the check for each mask, or is it different?
Wisdom.
I think it's a whiz.
I have an 18 wisdom. So
what's your save?
Wisdom save plus 8.
Yes, pretty good.
You're probably better at controlling dragons than I am.
And so I'll say this just from a statistic point of view. Kravik has the best. Well, actually, hang on. 16. Yeah, actually, Lenora would have the best chance. Kravik would be second, and Fife would be third at controlling.
But
Keep in mind, you can only do one mask at a time as well. It's not like you can put on both masks, you know.
Who's the worst? Is it me or is it Balasar?
Let me see.
I have a feeling it might be you.
Balasar's ain't too bad. He has a +1,
Yeah.
Wisdom 12 +1. Troenick, you have a Wisdom. You're both equal, actually.
Nice.
All right, Lenora, I'll give you one of the masks.
You're so kind.
Later.
Later.
Wait, can you put that mask in like another dimension while we have it, just so even if Lenora gets murked, one of the masks is just in another plane of being?
Of course.
That maybe is the best idea.
All right, so to the right of Eleuthera is the female silver dragon Oteri Leocarnos that flew you here. And she says, "My slain kin's skin was used by the Dwarven Lord, Ambassador Brawnamble. I demand you have it returned and a formal apology." And by the way, Braun Amble was, if you guys remember the council meeting, the dwarf who you guys kind of had to kind of tell him to shut up, he was all like, the dwarves are the best, and we don't need to work with nobody, and we can do everything ourselves. He very boisterous, and you guys had to pretty much put him in his place to make him shut up, if you guys remember that.
Mm-hmm.
The dragon's asking for what? Their skin?
The skin to be returned.
Yes, they had, his people had slain one of the silver dragon's kin, and skinned it, and is using it for armor.
Are there no laws keeping people from skinning or from like hurting metallic dragons? Because it feels like there should be, so that we don't have to deal with this kind of thing. So that they just
unfortunately, the common person thinks that all dragons are evil.
Seems
I'll take this one, I guess.
And the prettier their skin, the more valuable they are. So, you know what I mean? Like having a silver dragon.
First of all, that's incredibly superficial. That's the first thing that's got to go. All skin is pretty if you, without ground-based beauty standards from not flying creatures. Non-scaled beauty. Scaled beauty is just as beautiful as non-scaled. And such things cannot go on. I vow to you that we will retrieve the skin, and we will make this right with you. If we save the realm from Tiamat, he shall have no cause but to understand the balance and that we're all on the same. We're not them. We're not them. And there's us, and then there's them. And so when we prove that we are all a part of what I like to call the big us, and when we prevent the rise of Tiamat,
Yeah.
he will know that we are together, and he will do the right thing. I shall take this charge on.
The silver
Great worm.
The silver dragon looks amongst everyone surrounding Balasar and says, "Did he agree to the terms or not? I did not understand."
Yeah, it's really, really confusing. I think he meant yes.
Perhaps I didn't say this simply enough. There's a we. No, I accept. Yes, I shall get you.
She then says, "Another thing, I think we should strike swiftly and soon, before Tiamat is brought forth. I fear there is no time to waste."
How shall we most swiftly strike?
I know not of the lesser races, but all should be gathered, for the fate of the realm is at hand. All the armies of the lesser races, and the metallic dragons, and we should immediately strike the Well of Dragons.
If we all agree to strike, it will be hard to get everyone to stop defending their own homes, to gather and muster and strike while they're being attacked. Is there a way to also defend and defeat the armies that are already attacking away from the Well of Dragons?
Would not the entirety of the cult try to defend their own if they were caught on the defense?
Yes, excellent point. The old Sauron Nazgul defense. Once the ring is at Mount Doom, they all head there. Yeah. Excellent. Yes.
Agreed. We will shall take that to our council and tell them to strike quickly.
How long would it take for the lesser races to gather the armies and to march to the Well of Dragons?
Oh boy, we're really busting in. All the tough questions, huh?
You wanted to take this one. You thought it was the easy question.
I just thought it was my turn. All right. I know not. Days, perhaps a week. The lesser races move slowly, unless aided perhaps by magic or winged beasts, great worms such as yourselves. If perhaps we could receive some aid, we could move faster.
Oteri Leocarnos nods and says, "We will discuss this and see what can be done. But I'm glad. It brings me joy to hear that you understand the urgency. That there is no time to waste. Every day that passes is closer to the rise of Tiamat at the Well of Dragons." So to her right is a male bronze dragon who introduces himself as Namur, and he says, "I trust all of ye, as I have had many interactions with the Harpers. They are a just and righteous group. Tell me only what course of action the council requests of Waterdeep."
Wait, am I the only one left? No, I don't think Lenora's gone yet. Lenora, this one.
I kind of half helped in some of the other ones.
I think you got this one though. I think
Is this the last dragon?
No, there's one more. There's still Taz
All right.
McKella.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna guess the next one's gonna be worse. All right, could you re-ask the question, please, sir? Please, Sir Dragon.
Yeah. Tell me only what course of action the Council of Waterdeep requests.
You're saying like whittle down the help we're requesting down to a single request?
To what do they want of this? The metallic dragons.
Well,
Fire and blood.
Yeah, certainly we are. There's a manpower shortage. There were many cities being attacked, recruited for their bodies, their souls, for Tiamat, and we distributed all the available troops as best we could throughout the land. And it wasn't enough. We had to make sacrifices. Towns were left unprotected. So while the greater cause is obviously stopping Tiamat, protecting those vulnerable cities from being taken by the Tiamat's followers, back to Tiamat, would I think turn the tide of this battle for us.
You want us to defend the lesser race towns and cities?
You understand that this is a battle for the realm. All of us are together as one. So while you may consider these other souls, these other people, these other races to be lesser, or perhaps beneath your cause, we consider all part of a single battle. If your desire is bloodshed or combat, the glory of battle, by all means, go straight to the source where you know they are recruiting Tiamat, and attack. Use all of your power to attack and distract while we do the rest. But I am speaking tactically as best I can.
I want to help. I have many ties with the Harpers and the Order of the Gauntlet, as well as I am partial for the noble Silverhelve family of humans in Waterdeep. However, I want no concession in guarding or patrolling human settlements. Unfortunately, this would be
may I
seen
jump
as a
in?
threat by the lesser races.
May I ask instead, could we not work in concert in a coordinated attack? At the Well of the Dragons, it seems likely that they will have dragon protectors. We've already seen their abilities with those creatures. If there would be a way for our kind to fight our kind and your kind to do the same, to stop the rise of Tiamat, might we not do it?
Yeah, so what you request is that perhaps as the lesser races are working their way into the Well of Dragons, we would fight those in the air. Is that what you request?
Like you could be Goose, and maybe he could be Maverick, and you guys could just sort of watch the skies.
Jeez, is that the answer you wanted? Fucking attack? That's all I had to say? Attack? Okay, attack! Jesus fucking Christ.
He didn't say that out loud. That's just
Did you?
that's his inner thoughts.
Yes.
Or her inner thoughts, sorry.
Nora's inner monologue, unless any dragons can read minds.
Okay, hold the dragons in the air, so that basically the lesser races wouldn't be just getting slaughtered by dragons as they're trying to march in, basically, and get there. Okay. He seems to agree with this. To his right, the female copper dragon, Tasmakella, says immediately, staring at Krabic, "You have an orb you have hidden away. It belongs to me by right as part of my hoard. Ask that you either return it or explain your planned use of it."
Oh, great Tasmakella.
I whisper, just give it back. Just say you're sorry and give it back.
I am so grateful that the council has agreed to let us use the masks. I have a thirst for knowledge. It is my obsession. It is my personal quest. And so I am drawn towards wanting to try to use the orb. However, I do not believe that this outweighs your right to the orb. And as a thank you for allowing us to use the mask for this upcoming battle, I will, without protest, return the orb to you.
What is it that you desire? And she's saying this to Balasar.
What do I desire?
What do you desire to be done with the orb? You've been touched by it, have you not?
Yes, I feel its draw, but I feel it bends me toward a worse nature. I cannot control it, I do not believe. And so I believe that it must be kept safe from us and from and used by only those who are sure that they can control it, because to not control it is to doom us all.
Very well, if you cannot control the orb, it would be better in our hands. However, this is an orb created by the lesser races.
Oh.
Could it not be used? Could it be controlled by any of you?
I believe I could. What's the stat? What's my save?
Call forth the orb. All right, and I need you to roll a charisma check for me.
God damn it!
His charisma? Oh,
Yep.
my charisma's not that bad.
Hey, my charisma's
It's
amazing.
not great.
Let's see here. How can I do this?
I think you still have a bardic inspiration, too?
No, I'm trying to think of, okay. 5 Fife. I no longer wish to monopolize the spotlight. Why don't you give it a go?
Sure. I mean, I
Sorry,
don't know
give her the orb.
why. Okay.
You'll forgive
will-
me. I have stage fright.
Utilize. It's a save or an ability.
Oh, it's just a check, not a save.
Okay.
Do I feel any kind of draw from it or no?
Ooh, that was bad.
Yeah, so Fife attempts to use the orb. You do. As soon as it comes out, Balasar, it's pulling for you to grab it. Fife, you attempt to use it, however, as you begin to hear voices in your head as you're attempting to use the magic, and you fall to your knees, and there's a darkness, a very deep dread comes over you, and you begin hearing Draconic. Do you speak Draconic?
I do not.
You just hear Draconic words just echoing so loud. It doesn't even sound like it's in your head anymore. It sounds like it's reverberating from the earth itself, speaking in Draconic to you. At which point, let me see what you got here. You pull out a dagger from your inventory, and let's see here. And you lunge at the golden dragon Protanther.
Oh my god!
Can we try to stop her like as she's doing that?
Well, it happens so
Truly.
quick that Protanther raises a claw and she falls back to the ground, and you return to your senses. And meanwhile, Balasar, the orb, as she's tried to do this, has fallen once Protanther did that and has rolled. It rolled to the north and then spun and rolled and touched your foot.
I want to use my bat to grab it.
Oh, not before I pick it up.
Uh-oh. Roll, both of you roll me a dex check real quick. Let's see who
You
gets.
still have a bardic inspiration.
See who
What's
gets
my
it first.
bardic inspiration do again?
Highest roll grabs it.
I have a +8.
Or you can roll an 8 and then get whatever.
But here's a question: can a bat lift an orb?
So would that not be tempted by the orb?
Let me
Yeah, because
check
does a
that.
bat feel pain and no temptation?
Will this bat feel me smash it to bits as I grab this orb? Is the question.
All right. Well, you can have a reactionary. It does cross right in front of you. Okay.
And I have bardic inspiration. Oh wait, I did it already. Never mind. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
So the bat did grab it up before, as you were reaching down to grab it. However, you do get a reactionary if you'd like to take it. He did swoop right in front of you.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna try to grab this bat and or basically attack this bat.
Okay.
Or just try to grab it away from the bat. Can I do that?
Sure. I'll give it a DC of 15. Roll a dex check for me.
A dex check or a strength check?
Well, this would be just how quickly you react. So I would say dex.
Okay.
Just to see if he gets away. Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh Jesus Christ!
So Balasar grabs the bat in his large hand. It lets out a
God.
squeaking sound, and he pries the orb from it. Now, as you touch his Balasar, roll.
Wait. Sorry. As I grab the bat,
Mhm.
I say, "I'm vengeance."
Oh man.
Nathan,
I
I want to
I love
cast.
how so much of this campaign is us fighting our compatriots.
Can I attempt to tackle Balasar?
Wait.
Well, as soon
I
as
will join that request as well.
Balasar is in his hand. Now, keep in mind the dragons, the Matat dragons are watching all this take place. The golden dragon begins to speak as soon as it touches his hand, and he says, "Attempt to use it."
Nathan, how come you're not doing the voice emulator anymore?
Well, the reason why is because unfortunately, that was a free trial, and it is over right now.
Oh, how much is it? How much is it?
It's not much, but I didn't up it. That's all.
We'll buy it for you.
Yeah, dude. Let's subscribe to this Patreon specifically for that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah,
Bander's phone just shut off, so we can't hear what's happening.
Oh no. Okay, so
Oh shit.
here, let me tell him.
We tickle Bander mercilessly.
I'm just going to be like, you died. Oh,
You're
I said that in Draconic.
Well, he speaks Draconic.
Yes, exactly. I didn't mean to do it in Draconic.
Okay, there we go. The gold dragon Panthers asked you to use the orb, so roll charisma to try to heal with it.
Let's see if we can actually roll. But also, how did he not charge his phone? Let's talk about that. There you go.
Balasar calls
Why don't
forth
you
the
type-
power of the orb, and it does indeed work. And he casts. Let me go back to it here.
I'll type this. I'll translate this as you do it. You call forth the power of the orb.
Uh-huh.
And what
Trying
happens?
to find the spells. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see which one it was. And he used Cure Wounds from it. And it worked. The dragons are all impressed. And the Protanther, the golden dragon, proclaims that he feels that it should be kept until Tiamat is under control. In which he explains that the metallic dragons protect it. However, they cannot use its powers. Only the lesser races can.
I think it's very generous that they watched the chaos that just ensued, and they were like, "All right, yeah, you guys are good."
It's honestly the way
You
that I
guys
think.
got this.
It's the way that I think other countries look at like Britain when they're being crazy politically, where it's just like yakety sax playing over what essentially amounts to very, very charming, if somewhat effete people.
Now, I'm going to explain a couple of things. It requires a charisma check once per day to make sure that he can withhold its evil and that he remains control. So at the beginning of each day after a long rest, he will just have to roll, and if he doesn't pass, he will be charmed for that day. But if he does pass that charisma, then he can use the spells freely.
Hey,
We'll
is
let him
Balasar
know.
the only person who can use? I know I got a natural 1, but that was just bad luck. No magical item.
So let me see if he even wants it. He's kind of saying, he says, I think it's a bad idea if I'm under his thrall. No.
Yeah, in the interest of role playing, isn't he?
Yeah, he wants it. Yeah, he wants it. I'm just asking if he personally, OOC, do you want it?
I think we will do our best to prevent our friend from falling under its spell. Whether in whatever means possible to prevent the rise of Tiamat. There, I got mine in. I think they were out of dragons.
All right, so while he's responding to that, the council, because we'll retro, depending on what he says, that situation. The council has heard enough, and all 5 of the dragons flap their humongous wings, fly up into the sky, and with the large flash, they are gone. Except for the silver dragon. The silver dragon that brought you here, Oteri Leocarnos, remains behind, and she says that the council will get back to them very soon, and let you know their decision. But she feels very good about it, that they will come to an agreement to help. No, but my character wants it, so I do. Okay, all right. So she offers to fly you back to Waterdeep. Yeah, unless you have any other questions for her.
I think that went pretty well, all things considered.
Okay, so Balasar has asked Kravik if he can tuck it away until needed.
It would be my honor, my friend, my dragonborn friend.
You can type that in the chat.
Yeah. He will. Okay, there we go. All right, so you guys fly back to Waterdeep. Pulled up here, and the Silver Dragon lands you back in the council room through the window, and then flies off into the sky. You hear shrieks in the streets when everyone sees you coming, and as the dragon leaves, you see a couple of arrows actually flying at the dragon as it's leaving. The inside is the full council is awaiting. It looks as if when King Malandrak seen and Leosin seen this, they gathered everyone to await your return. And they are asking what happened and if the metallic dragons are willing to help.
I think we need to be forthcoming with our promises, so there are no surprises.
There's a lot of people here, by the way, so it's kind of hard to organize, like, with Theater of the Mind. So I'm going to at least put their names in the chat, so you can at least see all the people who are here. If you have any questions about who's who, just ask me, because it is a lot of people to try to manage here.
Did we go back to the Council of Waterdeep or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We're about to tell them all the things that we promised in order to get the dragons to agree with us.
And we kept the Dragon Orb in Kravik's dimension or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the dragons seemed to think that it was a good idea that you had it for some reason.
Yeah, they explained that they can't use the powers of the orb. They can only protect it from getting in bad hands, and they think it would be valuable. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Another thing you guys notice when you get there is chained and gagged in the corner of the room with 2 guards is Varam the White. For some reason, he's in the room as well. If you guys remember, you took him hostage. He's been in the dungeons.
You old son of a bitch.
Oh, and Leosin is here as well. There we go.
What about King Melindrak?
Oh, sorry, forgot to put him.
Yeah, I think we need to. So maybe Kravik. Who's our best speaker? Probably Fife, right?
100% Fife.
Yeah, Fife. I think you should convince King. First, let's talk to King Melindrak and let him know that we've promised his formal apology. But I think the bigger concern is going to be the dwarf. What's his name again?
Braun Amble. Conrad Braun Amble.
Is he here?
Yes.
You didn't mention him in the chat. So
He's there.
Oh, Conrad.
Yeah.
Conrad. Got it. Good old Conrad. Okay. Yeah, so I think Fife, do your performance thing.
Yeah, I will step forth before the lords and say, mighty dragons are great allies, but they are also great foes, and they will not be swayed to deal with our issue without promises. And there have been quite a few that we have made upon this council's behalf. Promises that are made with the clear understanding that they will aid us in the battle and keep us from dying the second we get to the Well of the Dragons. So the first one, King Melindrak, they require a Lord, what's his face? Protanther requires an acknowledgement of the slain dragons that have been killed on your watch. It doesn't have to be like crazy heartfelt. Kind of, you could probably put out a statement through your PR. But they do require some kind of formal acknowledgement and apology from you.
But I also think they want the hunting of dragons to cease as well, correct?
Is that true?
How are we to stop hunting dragons when the dragons are attacking our places of living and killing our way of life and murdering the families of my people?
You know,
Not
I
all,
think
hashtag not all dragons.
there needs to be a moratorium on killing metallic dragons. I think that there can be an agreement reached on killing chromatic dragons, but there needs to be some agreement.
We elves were once the greatest civilization to grace Faerun, and my people are great heir to that history. I do not wish to grovel before the clawed feet of the beast dragons.
I'm gonna get pissed. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna use intimidation on this one.
Okay.
Melindrak, you fool! Your son is dead. Your people are dying. The dragons are poised to take over the entirety of our world, and you are speaking to me and speaking to this council about pride. Where will your pride be when your great people are dead?
Okay, roll an intimidation check.
I'm also going to cast Bardic Inspiration myself. Okay, 21.
Oh shit!
What you say is true. It does not. It does not. It's not something I wish to do. But this will get the support of the metallic dragons to help in our plight.
Yes, it will.
I'll do what I must.
Yeah, and no one said groveling, by the way. That's a straw man argument.
Yeah, I really
Jesus.
said PR statement. There's one other item that we must address before the dragons will offer their help. Brawn Anvil, the dragons find it offensive, the skin that you have kept of their brethren, and they wish its return.
Which, by the way, as you say this, you notice that he is literally wearing a chest piece made of the skin of a silver dragon.
I don't have any metallic dragon armor.
He is.
What do you speak?
He's looking down at it, and he's kind of rubbing across the silver scales.
Can I just do before he says whatever he says?
Okay.
Can I get a quick? I'm happy to roll insight, but I also would just like to know if there's anything about this man, whether I know from like history, obviously like I've performed for dwarves before, or through just general knowledge of this guy of like what he's been a dick before, but like what's his bigger vibe?
Yeah, let me find.
Like,
him
what
here.
does he think about himself and the world?
Let me find him here.
This is where
Here
we
he
cut
is.
to a flashback of a young dwarf.
As a baby.
He's very boisterous. He thinks that dragons are, that they can just kill them. Like it's no big deal. They're just dragons. We slay dragons all the time. Like what's the big deal? If there's enough of us, and there is, then we don't need them. Kind of attitude. As a matter of fact, that's what he argued. According to my notes here, that was his argument when you guys had to shut him down. Was he said it's just one stinking dragon. Let her be summoned. He was talking about Tiamat, by the way. Let her be summoned. The dwarves of the north can kill one stinking dragon. That was
We
the
don't
comment
need
he had
those
made that you
stinking
guys
dragons.
were like, it's a god, etc. So,
Okay, so whatever he says, he can say.
he is looking down. He's rubbing the scales of the silver dragon skin that is upon his chest, and he slams his fist on the table, and his cup of or his mug full of mead spills on the table as he does this. And he says, I will not give up my people's honor. We have slayed dragons. We have made great armor. The armor smiths of the great dwarves of the north. This belongs to us. What use do they have with the skin of their dead, when we can use this to defend the great people of the Sword Coast?
If you will, Lenora steps in and says, the dragons slew your brother. Do you have a brother? Let's say a close relative of yours. A mother. Everyone has a mother. Killed your mother and found that it had some, say, magical properties. Her breasts. If he wore the breast around his neck, it gave him +1 dragon armor. Let's say that. And his argument was, well, it helps us win battles. The battles of, against Tiamat. Would you be as okay with it in this scenario?
First of all, your argument is moot. You're speaking of beasts versus high civilization.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this is going to be a deception check. But I wanted to do two forms. Could I do a history check to see if there is a figure, a vaunted or lovable figure in dwarven history of tricksters and or conquerors, like people who are clever within the dwarf history?
Okay, yeah, roll for it. Roll history.
24.
Okay, let me see here. Probably maybe Duergar or Duera, same person. Very respected by the dwarves.
So I'm going to say, Lord Braun Anvil, may I have your ear for but a moment? And then I'm going to kind of take him to the side, and I'm going to say to him, you know the stories of, what was the names again? Sorry.
It's a female dwarf, Duergar.
You know the tales of Duergar. I sing them throughout these lands as they are beloved by all of the races.
Yes, she is.
And a dwarf more clever than her has yet to have graced our stories. But think upon the ways in which you may decorate yourself with glory, should you pull one over upon not just the chromatic dragons, when you walk into the well unadorned and destroy them and smite them with your power. But when you then return to the spine of the world and take back your armor that you have won rightfully and make a new one for your lady wife.
Oh, hell yeah.
The most beautiful story that I will sing throughout the ages, that bards after me will sing to their sons' sons. And you will forever be remembered as as clever as Duergar, as brave as the gods, when you undertake this beautiful trick.
Beautiful trick. I'm back behind her, like hype manning. Beautiful trick. Yeah.
This is deception. I do not plan on actually letting.
Yeah, roll a deception check real quick.
Okay, anything but a +1.
Oh, nice.
That's a 27. I cannot wait. I want to throw an 8 on it.
Whoa.
So it's a 29.
He bows his head and sits down. He lets out a long breath of air out of his cheeks. His beard trembles a bit as he does so. And he begins unfastening his breastplate and slams it on the table and shoves it across the long table your way, and then lets out a grunt. Do they,
my lord,
do they require all of it? It's going to take a month to track it all down.
This will be but a deposit on what I am sure will be.
As much
We must send as much as we can, for it will make the story only more beautiful in its telling.
Leosin stands up and volunteers that he can make the arrangements to have the goods transported to the Nether Mountains as they are acquired and brought back to the council.
Well done, Fife. I almost took off my clothes.
I turn around, everybody's naked. Everybody's ready to get naked.
I whispered to Fife, my next play was a command spell, and you did better than that. So good job.
This is my only skill.
All right, so the King Neverember asks if there are any other information, or do you feel does your group feel very confident that the Metallic Dragons are going to join?
Yeah, I think was there anything else?
Gave
We
us
did.
a laundry list of tasks, and we were taking care of most of them. We even fumbled the ball pretty bad right in front of them, and volunteered to help.
Yeah, they talk a big game, but they're really easy to impress. You know,
They
Everything that they asked us to do to members of this council we've done, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good.
All right.
the dragons also told us that you guys have to give us a whole bunch of gold, or they're not helping.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that gold, some amount of gold, might help to convince any. They're dragons, right? They're dragons at the end of the day. Maybe a little bit.
For some reason, they also asked for women. I don't know what they wanted with those, but
There are human beings that have their own opinions about like whether or not they have sex with a dragon or a dude named Roenick. So I feel like maybe they didn't ask for women; they only asked for.
So
they all.
Leosin volunteers to stay in the council room to look for the dragon's return with word. He says that he will contact you all as soon as there's any information. That you should just go out into Waterdeep and enjoy your time until we get such word from the dragons and what course to move forward. And so everybody's kind of breaking up. But before everyone leaves, let me see here. Romalia of the Harpers drags, along with the guards, Varam the White over to you as everyone else is leaving. So it's you, all of you, Leosin and Varam the White, the two guards, and Romalia left in the chamber. And Romalia rips the gag out of Varam the White's mouth and tells him to tell all of you what he knows, what he had told her earlier. Varam says, you have a few of the masks that belong to the cult. They're going to come for those. They'll make no exception. You're slowing down their progress to bring Tiamat back, and they're going to come for him. I would suggest not trusting anyone. They'll come from the shadows. They will try to trick you. So I just wanted to give a warning of that. I am being treated fairly well, considering that I was once a member of the cult, and I feel that I at least owe a warning to you.
So
All right.
his warning
Thanks
is
for
they're
that.
going to come for the masks?
Yes.
Okay.
How would
Wait,
they
so
come for the
then
mask?
they're the real masks. They're not these counterfeits or whatever that these people were talking that we had read about before.
Yeah, because you guys have found a
been told
journal
about before.
entry saying that one of the masks was a counterfeit, or that the real mask had already been brought to the Well of Dragons.
But we've used both of
But
the masks,
both of them
so
worked.
we know.
Proven that they're real. by
And
us.
Yeah.
the metallic dragons seemed like they thought they were real as well.
You said that they would come from the shadows. What does that mean? Like if you were gonna get them back from us, what would be the most likely plan of attack?
He looks up at Romalia. as if she's going to slap him, and then he looks back at you and he says, I would attempt to gather as many men as possible and slit your throats in the night.
Cool.
Great.
Noted.
Do you?
Thankfully, we have
I don't know if
clubs
you
of
asked me
warning.
this, but did you guys have? Did you have spies or places where spies would gather in Waterdeep that we ought to know about?
Yes, there are spies gathered all over the Sword Coast, mingled with all the different cities.
Label all of them on this map.
What did you say? Did you say name them?
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
said
was
put them all on
asking
the
if-
map, which I don't think he actually could do. But okay, yeah. I mean, we could have anticipated that.
Yeah, we're always careful.
Romalia takes them and gags them, and the guards march them back out of the chamber. And then she says, enjoy your time. Be cautious, but there are guards all about in Waterdeep. So just go and do what you will, and we'll send word to you when we hear of back from the metallic dragons. So at this point in the campaign, basically this is finally another opportunity for you guys just to do what anything you might need to do in town.
Well, before anything else happens, I'm going to take both of the masks and I'm going to, and I'm going to use, what is it, Tiny Hut? No, not Tiny Hut. What the hell? Where the hell is that spell at?
Do you have Tiny Hut?
I do have Tiny Hut.
That's where we should sleep tonight.
Yeah. But I'm going to use Secret Chest to put the orb and the masks in the safety of the ethereal plane.
All right. Very well. And is there any business in town you guys would want to take care of?
We're going to try to heal Roenick.
Oh, right. You guys had gathered the flowers. I forgot about
thing.
that.
That whole quest.
But also, I want to go back and get that other helmet too.
Okay.
Remember the one that I had to go back and see if I could. The owner wasn't there.
Yes. Okay. So first of all, we'll say that you guys travel. Who all's going to go do the thing with the healer to try to get?
Oh, good.
I'll go too because I have.
I'll do that too.
Do I have to be there?
You should come. You should come, Ronan. Well,
I would assume
wanna go
yes.
do your task.
He's going to try to
okay.
heal you with some kind of alchemical recipe, so you'd have to come.
All right.
So is everyone going, or is other people going to go do other business during that time?
Who in town, honestly, is re-up on my my healer kits. I think that's the last thing I
Yeah, truly just look, just the magical weapons, magical armor. That's really, really all. Anything better than for me, anything better than a +2 longsword or a...
Yeah, at this point, it clearly states that there are no additional upgrades.
Great, fantastic.
So unless, now potions or anything in general that you might want to get, or just the regular, there's +1s and all the things that were there before, but nothing additional.
Just a little bit out of character. Are there any magical items that would help me do 2 concentration spells at once?
Do 2 concentration spells at once.
If not, NBD or just general magical items for spell-based issues.
Give me a second here. There is some magical leather armor. That's what you wear, right? Cold resist, fire resist. Lightning resist.
Lightning resist.
And there's
I have
plus
cold
1.
resist.
There's leather armor plus 1 as well.
No, I have cold resist. I think I'll live with. Wait, no. Did we already kill the only ice dragon?
I'm sure it wasn't the only one.
Were there any lightning dragons or any like fire dragons that we've seen?
No, I don't think so. Not yet.
The dragon who's being
Blue dragons are
Blue
dragons are lightning.
Yes.
And red dragons are fire.
Yes.
Did I touch? What was the dragon whose butthole I touched? Is he dead?
Which one?
Remember at the very
Oh,
beginning,
yeah, that was
the
a
very
blue
first
dragon.
I think it was blue.
He's not dead.
Okay.
No, he's not dead.
I'm gonna take the lightning resist because I think he'll kill me. Or
Okay.
maybe not.
All right. Leather armor of lightning.
Maybe he'll ask for your number.
That,
Maybe he'll ask me on a date.
that one costs 5,000 gold.
5,000 gold.
Uh,
I'll lean on the. I think I can probably do like a 3rd level mage hand now. I think that's gonna make him. I'll hold that.
so you don't want to buy it then?
No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
That's a lot of money.
All right. And
We could lend you some money if you need 5. Not like our money's really.
I feel like if I'm getting hit with a lightning bolt, I just can't get hit.
Okay. Well, you guys head to the alchemist from earlier, and you bring forth the flowers. He does mix up a concoction in a big cauldron. He lets it cool. It takes pretty much the entire day, and then he lays Roenick down on a cot in the back of his shop, and he begins making you drink it. Roll me a Constitution saving throw real quick, Roenick.
Okie dokie. Thankfully, I have a good constitution. Oh, because I need it.
So it tastes awful when it goes in your mouth. It's super bitter, and it's just you immediately, as you try to swallow it down, but you puke it right back up. And he says he has one more dosage with the amount that you guys have brought. And he tries again. Roll another Constitution save for me.
I'm gonna give him a bardic inspiration.
Okay, all right.
At this point.
Keep it down, motherfucker.
Grow the fuck up, man.
What's the bardic
Drink
inspiration?
your medicine.
It's a 8 plus D8.
Yeah, roll the d8.
I'm like, girl, you just gotta like let that.
It's a 15.
The back part of your throat go.
15.
Just let it slide down.
So just roll a 3 or better, and you're good.
Yeah, D8.
All right. So the second time he administers it, you're able to hold it down. You feel it coming back up, but you force it back down. You let out a large burp, and you immediately, looking down at your skin, you immediately realize that your skin is it's tingling, and you just feel really, really bizarre, and then you get real dizzy, and you pass out.
Guys,
Oh no!
I don't feel so.
The alchemist turns
Guys,
to the
he's
rest
rolling.
of you and says, "This is normal. He'll be asleep for roughly 12 to maybe 15, 16 hours. He looks pretty tough, so I would say on the bottom half of that. And when he awakens, though, his mind will be cleared, and he will no longer even have a recollection of these other personalities that have plagued him."
Okay, really quick, before we do that, Roenick, is this something that you have enjoyed? And so in that case, we can fuck this up to make sure you're enjoying what you're actually doing. So you can let us know if this is something you would like for us to not go well or to go well.
I've enjoyed it, but it's fine. Like, I don't, whatever Nathan wants to happen.
No, this is totally on you. I'm cool with it either way.
I mean, if we're talking out of character, it was fun to play the other personalities.
I'm cool you doing whatever you feel like would be enjoyable character-wise. Especially if there's a good reason to like make this not work out.
Yeah. Nathan, what was the intent? Were you gonna keep me cured, or
Yeah, the intent was it just adds something really random. So like it could be really good. You know what I mean? You could suddenly be able to cast a fireball, and maybe that would be what everybody needed to get out of a situation. Or maybe it'd be at a really bad time, and you guys would be fighting a dragon, and suddenly Tronic thinks he's a goblin and is slapping you in the face with a fish.
No,
You know
I
what
meant
mean?
what was the intent with the cure here? Was it actually supposed to work?
Yes. The intent is that this cures you. There's
Okay.
another intent as well that will unfold, but
Ooh.
Okay. Let's just say, let things play out as they would. I'm fine either way. I
Okay.
did enjoy it, but I can also figure out other ways to roleplay.
all right. So the
And it feels like we're in the end game now.
Yeah, you are. So the alchemist asks, he says, I can watch over them if you guys have other business, or if you'd like to stay here in the back of my room, I don't mind, but I've got to go back and attend to my shop. So what would the rest of you like to do? Would you like me just to, when he awakens, send him to meet you somewhere, or would you like to stay with him until he awakens?
Insight check.
You sense nothing. He seems completely benign. And honest.
I'll stay with him, just as a gesture to my friend who has, kept me out of trouble and in trouble sometimes.
The romance is back.
Romance is back.
The way that Bander is playing it, it feels like a romance. I'll stay with him.
Okay, so Fife and Balsar are going to stay. Kravik and
No.
Lenora?
I want to go shop. I want to go shop.
Oh, you're going shopping. Okay.
It can Balsar and Tronic.
Lenora and Kravik, what do you all want to do?
I'm the cleric. I should probably stay with the patient.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good thinking.
I'll stay
Okay.
with him.
I mean, I got nothing better to do.
All right. So Fife, is there
I
anything in particular you want me to look for you?
Yes, I would like to find another arrow of dragon slaying because I had one in my inventory, but I actually used it, so I just deleted it.
Okay.
So
They
I'd like to see if there's something
You
like that.
do actually find a few of them. They're very rare. So you find 3. They are 5,000 apiece.
Put it on my tab. I will take all 3. Can I try to persuade this person that I am the savior of all humanity?
Sure. Roll a performance for me,
Ooh, okay.
because I would consider you would probably do this in a.
I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration myself.
Okay.
I'm sure an 18 is enough for this.
Okay, and
24.
he agrees to sell it to you for 2,000 apiece. He
I'll
says
buy
that's
all these.
that's what it costs to make these, to be imbued with magic properties, etc.
I will buy all 4 for 7,000. So you still make all 3, so you make $1,000 profit.
He asks that you return and pay him back 2,000 when you have it.
Fair enough.
All right. All right. So take out 7,000, and I will drop this in your inventory.
Great. Well done.
You have that much gold? Where's all
I
my
do.
gold?
I have 8,000. I just didn't have enough.
I've got 8,400. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have enough for all 3 at 5 a pop.
All right. They're
Oh,
in
actually,
there.
I guess I do too.
And I will remove the 7,000. So now you have
I
13,
took it off.
12.
Yes.
All right. And yes.
Oh, at some point because Leonora's there too, at some point I'm going to duck out and go to the Temple of Torm, and I'm going to give them my elven painting and tithe a bit. I'm going to give them 3,410 gold.
Okay. They thank you graciously, the monks and priests there, and accept your offering. And they cast a blessing on you, giving you an additional roll of a D4 to any check.
Hell yeah!
And this will last for 3 days.
Oh, it'll last for 3
How
days.
much?
Good,
How much
because,
gold were you giving them, by the way?
3410, which is going to put me at 5,000.
Alright.
Plus the elven painting, which is worth 800 gold. You can take that away, or I can delete that from my.
Nate, how much were those healer kits a pop? I'm buying 2.
Yeah, let me pull them up here.
And then I'll subtract that much money from my vast wealth.
Let's see, a healer's kit. Oh, they're cheap. They're 5 gold apiece.
Yeah, done.
How many?
2. I already added it to my inventory.
Okay, you got it. Okay, perfect. You've already got the healer's kit in there too? You just plussed it? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, got you. All right. Anything else?
Can I do one more thing?
Okay.
Can I go to a clothing weaver shop? I'm actually a part of the Weavers Guild, and I would like to get a handful of costumes. So I'd like to get tactical hiding gear that would hopefully make us I'm familiar with the area that we're going to.
Okay.
I would like to have something that sort of helps a little bit with camouflage, a little bit but enough for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people to give us a little camouflage so that we, should we need it, maybe get a little +1.
Do you mean greenery type, forest type?
No, I almost mean because we're gonna go to the mountains. So I almost mean how in I don't think it's gonna be.
Have we said where we're going next? How do we? I don't. Did
Are we going to the Well of the Dragons?
Oh, okay.
You will be soon if you don't right now, right? You know that's definitely a destination. Yeah.
Yeah. So I almost wanted to. How that scene in the Two Towers where Frodo and Sam are almost caught by the guards and they cover themselves with a cloak. I want something that kind of looks a little bit like a rock.
Okay.
Just so that we can 5 cloaks that would help with camouflage.
Okay.
And then I also want to get purple robes for Roenick and Balasar. So really big ones that make them look like Colton.
Okay.
And I can describe it perfectly because I am both a costumer and a person who's seen all these robes.
Okay, 50 gold for the camouflage for 5 of them.
Okay,
what was the other thing you said?
2 purple robes for Balasar and Roenick that are their size that actually fit them.
Okay.
A red robe for my sweet little baby boy Krabick, and then Lenora, I have a purple robe that's in his size, so I don't need that.
Okay.
Are these robes, these are the matching robes? They're not just the right color. They're the actual right.
They're the right robes. I would like to say that because I am a weaver, and that's my guild membership, I would be able to recreate them pretty accurately to what I've seen of them.
Sure. Okay, so 2 purple robes. What were the others?
And 1 red robe.
One red?
Krabick. A tiny one. A little teeny tiny one.
Red robe. All right, gotcha. And that would be 30 gold for those,
Okay,
so
so
80 gold total.
Perfect. Then that is it. That's all I want.
All right. Now, if that's everybody shopping in town, was it?
Well, I wanted my helmet, but I'm out cold, so I guess that ain't happening.
All right. Well, we could assume that you did that before you went,
You
that
go
you said,
without
hey,
me.
we need to swing by here. So give me a second. Let me pull it up.
Okay,
I have
sweet.
accidentally made all my stuff go away. No, I didn't. Here it is. Okay, let me find it. It was the Helm of Brilliance, right?
Correct. So technically, it's still a helmet, just in case something happens.
Yes, and what were you trying to do here? Because the helmet, when you walk in, it's still on display, and the owner is there,
right?
And he sees you looking at it, and he approaches you. Yes, quite beautiful, isn't it? This one's not for sale.
I say, do you not know of the mission that we have, that we are trying to stop the rise of Tiamat, and the value that this helmet has towards us leading the party is much more valuable than it has on display in your shop. What can I do to convince you otherwise?
Well, to be honest with you, sir, let's look at both scenarios. Let's say that you're successful and somehow a group of adventurers stop Tiamat's rise. At which point, life would continue as we know it, and I would still have my Helm of Brilliance, which is my most prized possession. Now, let's say that the opposite happens, which I feel is more likely, and Tiamat returns. In which case, I would have this Helm of Brilliance to offer to spare my life. You see, no matter what happens, me owning this Helm of Brilliance would be beneficial to me.
But do you not see that there is no way that if Tiamat comes to fruition that you really think a helm is going to be the thing that stops him from squashing you?
Sir, take a look at this dazzling helm set with 10 diamonds, 10 rubies, 10 fire opals, and all the other gems just dusted across it. I think no dragon could not want this added to their hoard.
100%, but what's preventing her from stomping on you and then taking the helmet? At least in this case, you have a fighting chance, and that fighting chance is me. And when the deed is done, I promise you I will return this helmet, and it'll still be on display in your store. But at least for the fight, it will come in handy and save many lives, including possibly your own.
I guess you do have a point. However, it's very valuable. I guess I could let it go for 40,000 gold.
How about 4,000 gold and this helm of comprehending languages?
So you show him the helm of comprehending languages as you point to it on your head because you're actually wearing it. He touches it, he squints his eyes, and then he looks back at his helm of brilliance. Sir, just one of these fine diamonds is worth more than 4,000 gold, and although your helmet is very nice, it just simply does not compare. Roll me a persuasion check real quick.
Is Balasar with me?
Yeah, you're all together because you get this would have happened before you went to go get the alchemical.
Damn it! So I can't just kill him. Okay. What am I rolling?
I mean,
persuasion.
Look, I don't have to.
Are you the kind of guy that, upon failed haggle, kills the merchant?
I'm not saying I am that guy, but I'm also saying I'm not that. I might not be that guy either.
Can I give Tronic the help action by like fluffing up my boobs a little bit and like you know that thing where girls like scoop up a breast and like make it a little bit higher and
roll
the other breast.
I tell you what,
and, like,
let's make this interesting. Fife, you roll a performance check, and we'll say that you're doing that as he's trying to convince this guy to sell it. So
performance in real life has a plus 13.
You do performance, he'll do persuasion.
It's a 17 still.
All right, I'm doing persuasion. I'm gonna use. Wait, does the star just allows me to roll again, right? That's the inspiration star?
Yes, yes, that's right.
All right.
That's right.
All right, let's see how this goes first. Do you want to give me bardic inspiration?
I do. I give him I would like to think that my tits give him bardic inspiration.
Naturally. All right.
Okay.
I think that works, yes.
Okay.
So you have to roll a d8.
Oh,
ooh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Okay, roll a d8. It's got a DC of 20, so.
Oh.
All right, there you go. So mixed with the performance, he does glance away from the helm and see Fife, and ogles a bit, and then he says, "Sir, 4,000 is just too low. Look, can you scrap together 10,000 and the helmet?"
Damn it! I was hoping you would forget about the helmet. I wish I didn't offer that. The language is pretty good. What does the brilliance do again? What are my pluses here?
Let me see here. It is Oh, on the one you're wearing or the brilliant?
No, just the brilliance one. I know the one I'm wearing.
It gives you the spell of daylight, the spell of fireball, the spell of prismatic spray, and the spell of wall of fire.
I mean, that could be pretty good before we
All
fight
of
the
this is
dragon.
what if we offer, good sir, you've seen my assets. You know what we can do for your business. What if we become your patrons of sorts? A man like yourself knows that, should we die, our bodies will be gone, and likely all of us will be gone. Should we live, there's business to be had. And I think you're a man of business who recognizes that should you have the favor of the saviors of the world, well, that kind of publicity by itself.
I'll make you a deal. I have a gnome friend here in town who has made a contraption of tracking. If you were to allow me to put that on the helm so we could recover in the obviously unlikely circumstance that you were to die during your grand mission of trying to stop a god, then we could recover the helmet. Then I would be willing to make this trade. Kravik, could you roll? Kravik, Lenora, and Fife. Roll me an Arcana check real quick.
Sure.
What's the trade? So we're doing it for how much?
4,000 and your helm.
Oh. Okay.
Nat
Okay,
20
so Lenora
comes
and Fife, you both recognize that the spell he speaks of would indeed make anyone with the power to use that type of magic to track the helmet, not just one person.
That sounds
That
like
could be a
bad idea.
liability, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Hey, maybe this isn't the most important thing on the planet, buddy.
All right, how about
No,
this?
I bet you could do this. I bet you we could do. I'd like to roll a intimidation check.
Okay.
Because I feel like I've been laying it on. We've all been laying it on pretty thick with this guy. At the end of the day, is Leosin going to put us in jail? I'm kind of saying this to this guy, but it's like, good sir, the world is burning around us. The towers of Waterdeep are literally crumbling. I just spent an hour talking to kings and queens and lords who were begging us to help them. Do you think if my good friend's hand slipped, I'm gonna grab Roenick a little bit, if it slipped and you fell upon a blade, do you think that they're going to put the entire world at risk because a nosy shopkeeper decided that he didn't want to take a fantastic deal? And I'd like to roll intimidation, please.
All right, yeah, roll intimidation. I'm going to give us a low check, a 9. Okay.
Perhaps you've heard of my friend Them.
So as this shopkeeper looks amongst all of you and he sees Roenick towering, Balasar towering, Lenora with some blood still smeared on her mace, and etc.
I'm reading. I'm not doing anything intimidating.
He begins to back away and cower a bit, and he says, "Fine, the deal. 4,000 in the helmet. You can take it."
Or 7,500 and no helmet. One of the two. You choose.
You can only wear one helmet at a time.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man.
How many?
But I'm just saying, a helm of comprehended languages might come in handy at some point too.
Okay, roll intimidation real quick.
Roll hat on a hat.
Roenick, roll intimidation. I'll give it a DC check of 12 because he's pretty freaked out.
Okay. Intimidation.
All right.
Yeah.
So he agrees. 7,500.
Done.
All right. Take that out of your gold, and I'm gonna drop the Helm of Brilliance in.
Yeah.
Remember to equip it because you might want to look at it. There's a lot. Let me find it where to go.
So now I'm done.
Now, doesn't this feel so much better because you got it the right way?
There it is, Helm of Brilliance. And if you take a look at it by clicking the dragon there, you'll see that each spell uses one of the diamonds. Roll a D.
my
We need to
God.
keep track of this, so roll a D10 for me to see how many diamonds are in it.
That was so powerful.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I'm like thrilled. Imagine if Riggy hadn't sold that necklace of prayer beads. Man, we'd be
I would
unstoppable.
be really happy if somehow it entered the universe again through some unlimited circumstance.
So you've got 6 diamonds, which the diamonds, what does it say that's for? Is that the daylight, I believe? Yes. All right, so 6 times for daylight spell. Roll a 2d10s for how many rubies you have, which will be fireball.
Okay, here's one.
Okay, 2 plus 5, so you got 7 rubies, so 7
Jesus.
times you can cast fireball.
Okay, hold on. I should probably be writing this down somewhere.
I'm writing it down too.
Okay, all right.
I've got-
someone-
put it in
7
my
times
notebook.
you can cast fireball. Holy shit!
Now roll. Now roll.
Is that total or like per day? Or
total? That's just period because it consumes it consumes it every time you use it. Now roll me 4d10. See how many opals it has, which is prismatic spray.
Is there a way to
Couldn't
do
we
like
Be on the
times?
lookout for these.
Oh, here we go. Nice. I forgot I'm on PC now.
39 times.
Damn, that was a good roll.
Damn, dude, you got 3 10s in
Yeah.
a row and a
Yeah.
9. That's
Yeah.
like the highest you could get.
That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
almost perfect. Yeah. All right, and the wall of fire you can use indefinitely.
Wait. So I just gotta be careful about daylight and fireball, but the other one's pretty good.
Yep,
Pretty
and
good.
also if you look,
Do you guys want to see? Can you guys see this? Can you link that to them, or how do I?
I might be able to. Let me see if I can drop it in chat. I've never done that before, but maybe I can.
I think. Yeah, I wish there was a way to.
I think you guys
should
can
be a-
just. I think you guys can literally just click on items over on the right and type in Helm of Brilliance, and you can click the dragon and see it.
Pretty good.
But it also gives you resist to fire, if I remember right.
Oh hell yeah!
It also lights up when there's undead nearby, and every time you take a turn, they take 1d6 radiant damage if it's undead. As long as it has a diamond. If you use all the diamonds, you don't have that ability anymore.
Dude, let's go fight that lich. Let's go get that lich now.
You can burst things into flames by using one of the opals, which you have 39 of, and a 10-foot radius to AoE. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Pretty good. Does anybody want this Helm of Comprehending Languages?
Fought so hard for it. Do you really? You're willing to give it up to someone?
No, I feel bad though because I have these 2 nice helmets.
I mean, you
Oh,
can't
yeah,
roll-
I'm giving
Twenty
the
one
language,
strength.
the languages one.
I'll take it since I have to fight with people with my words.
Oops.
Yeah. 5 does a lot of talking. Give it to 5.
Get ahead 5. You can take it now. Can you move it out of my inventory into hers?
Yep.
Great. I accidentally duplicated it, so now I have 2. I will delete the 1.
Okay, let me take it out. Let's see how much.
Yeah, gee, I guess we'll be casting a lot of spells now. Maybe you don't need that 21 strength you got.
I guess I might not need that other personality either. So that kind of a good trade-off.
We're just min-maxing our fighter right now.
Yeah. You want you want the hill giant strength, Balasar? I don't want to be greedy.
I'm truly kidding. Don't worry about it. Keep it. And if you end up not using you end up not attacking by sword so much, then fine. But you also get 3 attacks, whereas I get 2. So don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right, and
Yeah,
I've got that helm in your inventory now, 5.
Yes.
All right, so that all happened before you went and got Helm cured. And another
I wake
thing.
up and the helmet's gone and it's on Balasar's head. I mean my belt. Sorry. Anyway. Never mind.
Another thing that happened while you guys were out about in town is Lenora, when you were getting your healer kits, as you were walking out of the shop, a group of commoners, they were rushing in the shop as you were walking out, and they kind of bump all up into your business for a minute. They all apologize and continue on their way. Mostly younger. They look like they're 16, 17 years old humans.
Groupies?
And
Can I roll a quick insight check as soon as I see that? Because I'm on high alert,
sure.
as I was told to be on the lookout for any shady characters.
Yeah, roll insight. Okay, so as this happens, you turn to follow them, and you're watching them carefully, and you're kind of checking your things to make sure that no gold was stolen or anything like that. And as they enter, you've stepped out of the store at this point. They're going in. As you see the door close, you swear that you've seen one of them disappear.
May I? Okay, I guess can I follow as best I can, even though it disappeared?
Sure.
Like, look around?
Just walk back in the door.
Arcana check to see if was a spell used.
Sure. What would you like to do?
All right. I mean, I'm probably gonna blow this roll, but let's see if I. Okay. Yeah. Definitely don't know.
Yeah, you're not sure.
But go ahead. Sorry.
Did you want to open back the door where they went in?
Yeah.
Okay, so you open the door back to the shop, and there's no one in there except for the shopkeeper you had just spoken to. And he looks up. Can I help you, sir?
I saw a group of people come into this store just now. Where'd they go?
I'm sorry, sir. I think you're mistaken. The wind caught the door for a moment as you were walking out.
I grabbed them by the lapels, and I'm like, I am not mistaken. I know what I saw.
I'm sorry, sir. I swear. You're almost the only... I've only had a few more customers today.
All right.
You can have a look around if you'd like.
Perception
the old
check.
wind is teenager's trick. I know this.
It appears he's being honest and sincere. You see a tear budding up in his eye.
All right. I go outside and look like it was as they entered the door they disappeared. Like what was the? What was the?
Yeah, it was like the door opened and then you noticed it looked like they all went in, but then you swear you saw one of them, at least one of them vanish.
Investigation on the door area.
Okay. So you're searching around, and as you are, you suddenly realize that there doesn't seem anything mysterious in the streets or anything. However, you realize you have a scroll tucked in one of your bags that wasn't there before.
Oh, this happened to us before, didn't it? Or this happened in a different
That was on the Riggy campaign.
Oh, yeah, it did. Okay. I look at the scroll.
All right, let me pull it up here. You unfurl it, and it says, and by the way, it's written very elegantly. It says, "You don't know me, but we can help each other immeasurably. My name is Iskander, and I made a terrible mistake in joining the Cult of the Dragon. The cult's horrifying plans are sure to bring doom to us all. But I can help stop these plans with your help. Rescue me from the cult's clutches, and I will deliver to you the prize of prizes, the blue dragon mask. Without it, Severin faces an insurmountable setback in his effort to call Tiamat back to our world. The mask is here in Zonthal's tower, being studied and guarded by only a handful of wizards, including myself. The danger of my treason becoming known grows with every passing day, and if I'm discovered, I'm surely to be killed. Please hurry for the sake of everyone and everything you value."
Hey, please write that down for me. I got the basic details there, but if you could copy and paste that somewhere for me.
Wait, is this my boyfriend, the Blue Dragon?
Is your boyfriend the Blue Dragon?
Yeah, he's the guy I pegged.
Oh, the finger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we have unfinished business. I feel like he did not forget me. I hope he did not forget me. I don't know how much this dragon's getting finger banged.
Probably not often.
Was that the one from the beginning of the campaign?
Yeah.
I will never forget him.
Enemies to lovers.
I'm putting it all in chat.
Cool. Well, I pocket that letter and definitely I'm excited to pass it on. And I make up a story about how I found the letter after a thorough investigation involving many leads and dead ends and a lost intern that sacrificed himself somewhere in the process. But I do get the ultimate note to them eventually.
Alright, almost got this. There is a map included as well, which seems to point that Zonthal's tower is to the north. If you guys look at the map, I've actually got a dot there at the bottom of the spine of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Almost got it here. Being studied and guarded by only a handful of wizards, including myself. Danger of my treason becoming known grows with each passing day. And if I'm discovered, I'll surely be killed. Please hurry for the sake of everyone and everything you value. Alright, there it is.
Okay.
Okay. And does he relay this to us? Do you relay this to us?
Again, the method by which I came across the scroll is a fantastical tale that is ultimately a lie, but very boastful. But the information within the scroll, yeah, I'll just show you all the scroll.
Did you trust this guy? Did you think that the note came by trustworthy means?
That could be a trap.
It probably
the bastard I got this off of. He swore to me, and with his dying breath. By the way, he was a giant. Did I mention that he was a giant? And as he gasped his last giant breath, he said, the truth is in the scroll," and he exhaled and died.
Well, if a giant says it, it must be true. However, were we not warned that someone would try to gather all the masks for themselves?
Well, with that logic, we don't go anywhere because any lead we have could be a trap, right? We could choose to leave the masks with someone we trust, which I say we don't do, because I don't think we trust anyone more than
We don't
ourselves.
need to worry about the masks because they are on a different plane right now.
Yeah, exactly. So like we go somewhere, we get strung up by some with those loop rope things on the ground, one of those traps. The masks aren't getting taken off our bodies. Like it's fine.
Am I still unconscious, or do I get to say?
No, you're unconscious at this point. This is them leaving after you were out.
Do
shopping.
Time to do this. Like, when were we supposed to go to the Well of Dragons and try to stop the cult?
That's the question.
That's up to you guys. So let me put it in out of character terms. You guys can go whenever you want. The problem is it's a ridiculous encounter, right? So it's one of those losing situations. You can wait until you're higher in level, in which case you have way better chance of survival, or you can go now or whenever you want. As soon as you find out about it, you guys are free to go whenever you want. The problem is there's lots of dragons, lots and lots of dragons, and possibly Tiamat at the end.
The more
we haven't,
right? It's always better to go for masks if we can,
because that weakens Tiamat.
Haven't you guys played enough RPGs that you know that you gotta have? If you try to fight Ganon without like all this stuff, like come on, like what do you think's gonna happen?
It is a situation like that. It is. Thank you very much, Vaughn.
And it hasn't. We haven't like rallied everyone together, like in the way that would be necessary, right? It's not like the armies of like the armies of the Forgotten Realms are ready to go here against all of us, right?
Right.
Correct.
I mean, it's good, it's decent, but
Would it be possible to? Can we send like a sending spell before we sleep tonight to like the dragons to say that, like to get a better coordination of the time? Because don't we still have to get the armor to the dragons before they agree, correct?
I think they've taken your word for now, but if they weren't to get what they said, then that could have consequences because you didn't live up to your bargain. But for now, I think they're just taking your word that those things will be done.
Yeah, maybe we can just say that like we strike within the week and then
take that time to go do this mission.
You know, this mission sounds like a lot of fun, so I vote do the mission, but someone else should make the decision of whether or not it's smart.
Well, I can't because I'm not conscious. But if I were awake, I'd say let's go to the Blue Dragon.
Something tells me Roenick would be on board with going to the Blue Dragon.
There you go.
That sleepy twitch makes me think.
It's like you ever have like one of those dream, like you're awake but you're sleeping kind of things. That's me right now. I'm like trying to wake up but I can't.
I think that we should. Is there a way to? Is there a way to meet this man as a group so that we're not just walking into what could potentially be a trap, and like find some ways to make sure that we have some guarantees? Like this guy needs to give something up to us before we walk into what could potentially be a trap.
Well, isn't it just a note?
Yep.
So how you gonna get in touch with them?
I think we don't know that it's a trap until we get there, until we get closer. You know, we will be on our guard. We're all equally suspicious because this person, of course, could be bullshitting. But like, absolutely, if there's a chance, this is where the blue mask is. It's worth investigating. Do we all agree with that?
I think you're right. I want to see him. I need to look him in the eyes from last time.
Mm-hmm. All right, sounds like we're going.
Sounds like we're going.
All right.
Should we, if we decide to stay in Waterdeep and sleep before we go, I would like to try and make some money.
How so?
By performing.
Okay. All right. Let's say that you perform at in the evening time. It's starting to get evening, so you go around to some taverns, etc., and perform. Roll me a performance check, and we'll put a 0 beside it and say that's how much gold you got.
I will. Can I do 2 things?
Okay.
Can I persuade like hot young women, like girls' night? You know, like how they pay women to come and like hang out at bars.
Okay.
Can I spend the like evening time recruiting hot young girls to come and hang out at this bar that I'm going to perform at?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to roll persuasion.
Okay, so
31.
310 plus. Roll a d20. Let's see how many women you persuade to come. Some good-looking women.
Oh, it was almost a 1.
20.
That
20. That's a lot. 20 people.
No, not 20
or 20
people.
Women. I'm sorry. Beautiful women. So now now roll me another 20 since it's 20.
Wait, another d20
Yeah.
performance?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, just wait. How'd you do it? Okay, that works.
Oh,
Okay. So 620 gold.
I need to take a quick AFK and see what's going on with my dog, and I'm asleep anyway, so I'll be right back.
Okay. All right.
So I made 620 gold.
Yep. It was wonderful too. It was such a big event that people were walking in from the streets, and everyone had a really great time. And but let me ask you guys this: are you guys looking for somewhere to stay? Are you going back to the shop where Tronic is because most of you stayed there, or are you guys going to take Tronic back to the Castle Waterdeep, where they have rooms prepared for you, where you've been staying?
We'll take Tronic back to Castle Waterdeep.
Yeah, I think Waterdeep.
We're gonna sleep in Krabik's tiny hut.
Yeah, I'll cast Tiny Hut, and then we can all sleep in there.
Is that what y'all want to do?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Feel safer.
All right. Through the night, you guys sleep well up until about halfway through the night, and you awaken, and there's it sounds like a distant boom. It rattles like an earthquake a bit, and then everything's quiet again. You can see a couple of lanterns out in the street. People are looking around, and that's it. And you sleep through the night, and the next morning, when you awaken and walk out, you see there is a raven at the window, pecking at the window, trying to get your attention.
Ah,
I think that's the Leosin Raven.
I close the door. We don't want any. We're good. Thank you.
Hello, Raven. What can we do for you?
Leosin begins speaking to you, Kravik, and he says, we have urgent news. Please come to the council room immediately.
All right, guys. Let's go to the council room immediately.
If we must.
So when you guys gather
All right.
up there... Oh, what, was there something else?
No.
Okay.
Wait,
I'm
is
back.
Turnus
Listening
awake
to
now?
Ravens now.
I'm
Turnix
back. I
awake.
don't know if I'm
Yes,
awake.
Turnix awake. Yes, Turnix awake now.
What I miss?
Turnix did not wake up from what happened to you guys last night. He slept through that, by the way. So he doesn't.
What
have any-
happened?
You were on drugs.
I was on drugs, or you were on drugs?
No, you were on drugs.
Oh,
Who's on first?
am I okay now?
You're good.
Yeah, you feel fine now. Your skin still feels a little tingly, is all.
Okay. Do I feel like I'm rid of my many consciousness? But also, what
You
happened
don't
to
even
you guys last
you don't
night?
even know about your different personalities anymore.
Oh, great. I just feel like I had a nice sleep. What happened to you guys last night?
I slew a giant.
I made $600.
How'd you
I
do
I
that?
read a book.
I prayed and gave money to a painting to a temple. I can tell you more if you want.
Kravik had sex with 20 hot women.
Yeah, that
I don't like to brag about that sort of thing, so I just said I read a book.
It's a euphemism. Got it. Okay. What's the game plan? What?
We're going to council.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've been summoned.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when you guys gather, the entire council is sitting around the table. Leosin is now at the head of the table, and everyone looks very grim. Leosin goes on to tell you that Neverwinter, far to the north, was attacked by hundreds of dragons through the night, and has fallen.
Hundreds of dragons?
Hundreds, yes.
Oh,
Neverwinter? Damn.
It's a
Neverwinter.
pretty big, like, town, city,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Is it the second biggest next to Waterdeep?
Yes.
Jesus
Did we-
Christ.
But they had people. We couldn't even send people there if we wanted to, right?
Yes, we've already sent many of the soldiers and what we had to go assist. We didn't get the news until this morning. Neverwinter is in shambles. They didn't slaughter everyone. There were some that survived. We're still getting numbers, but there is no doubt that Neverwinter will never be the same.
We'll never have another one. So Neverwinter got nuked, basically.
Yeah, like hundreds of dragons swooped in, just started absolutely demolishing
We never
everyone.
we never got to check their shops for fancy helmets and such. Oh,
Damn it.
this is a tragedy.
Well, I bet you they're dragons. There's probably still fancy stuff if we killed them all.
What's that guy doing over there on the corner with never forget shirts? Man, some people just
Neverwinter.
We had 200 of our allied forces there. We'll not get a count on that for a few days on how many survived, but based on the report we got, we don't expect there to be many.
I mean, against hundreds of dragons, what could they do? That's like two people per dragon.
Yeah, we're pretty badass, and 2 dragons gave us a hell of a time. Also, that one that surprised us also fucked us over pretty bad too.
Is there...
On the plus side, a delegate, I believe the Silver Dragon, came, and they have agreed to the terms. They do wish to move quickly, as soon as possible, on the Well of Dragons. However, they'll wait for us to have time to move what's left of our armies to the south, to the Well of Dragons. They have also left. They brought some gifts for you. There are 3 arrows of dragon slaying on the table, as well as a... what was it?
a helm of brilliance. God damn.
No, plate armor of lightning resistance.
Ooh.
Ooh, Balasar, maybe that's for you.
I'm honestly unsure that plate armor is better than what I have.
It's probably not.
We'll...
Let me see.
Okay.
I mean, you could still keep it and wear it in a situation where you realize that would be better, you know?
I'm about to be struck by lightning.
Were you just talking about wanting something for lightning, Fife? Can you wear plate?
No, I can't.
I mean, I have splint. Actually, plate mail might be better than splint.
Let me pull it up and check.
I mean, Roenick, maybe this is you again.
It is. Suit of armor carefully crafted and etched with runes. The surface is somewhat scuffed and abraded. AC base 18. Your resistance to lightning damage while you wear this armor.
AC base 18?
Yes.
Lightning as well.
It's a little better than yours.
It's a little bit
Blue
better
dragons.
than mine. I will say, quite generally, if anyone... Roenick, like, what's your base armor right now?
I'm already wearing plate. I have adamantine plate, but it doesn't...
You're wearing plate? And
Yeah.
I don't assume anybody else... anyone else wear heavy armor? Or should wear heavy armor, or can wear heavy armor?
I can.
Yeah, Lenora can.
What are you at right now? It'll give you disadvantages as far as the deck stuff goes. But if that's cool with you, then...
She has
I think
AC
I'm
base of 15, right?
Yeah, I'm wearing pretty heavy armor, I think, as is. So if it's like another heavy armor, it makes sense to put it on. I'm wearing adamantine half plate armor.
And it has AC
Half
base
plate?
of 15. Yeah, it's half plate.
And it's already stealth disadvantage?
It already has the
Yes.
movement. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the penalties have already been applied to me.
Then you might consider doing it unless I take you take the Mariner Splint. But it
I'm
might-
happy to take the new armor.
But that said, yeah, that's fine. I mean, also it also depends on size, right? Because you're a human and I'm probably a bit bigger than you, so I don't know what the size of the armor is.
Yeah.
Okay, I've added it to your inventory. You just have to equip it with the little bag icon.
Okay, and Nate, between my two armors, is it the same except for the bonus that the new armor gives me?
The new armor has extra AC, so your old one had 15, it has 18, plus you
Oh.
get the resistance to lightning damage.
Okay, then yeah, done.
Who wants the 3 arrows of dragon slaying?
I would say who has the ability to use arrows. I know Roenick, you have ability. Lenora, Balasar, and Kravik, do you guys have the ability to use arrows? I say me.
I can fire arrows,
Is Pete,
but I would 100% give it to whoever is going to use a bow better. Like, if Lenora can shoot arrows, maybe they should go to her, because, like, if you can bring that dragon down, me and Roenick will want to get melee on the dragon. Though I guess there's going to be a bunch of dragons. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Shronek's pretty good with the Shronek. What kind of bow do you have? You've been fired a couple times.
Yeah, but I use a crossbow. I have a +1 heavy crossbow.
Oh, am I the only? I'm the only regular bow user in the party.
I got a
have
longbow. I got a longbow +1.
I have a +7 to my longbow.
Yeah, get Lenora. Sorry, Fife. Yeah, take the special arrows. You fight from a
Well,
distance.
You
Fife
already
has
ha-
3 already.
Fife what?
Fife has 3
already.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is
Yeah,
extra.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
I
give me
think
some.
I know I'm the best bow user, not to be that person.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure other people have it in case I die.
So give it to
So
Lenora.
let's give maybe Lenora 2 and maybe like me or Roenick 1.
Okay,
I don't have a bow though. I only have a crossbow.
You
yeah.
can use a.
Oh,
you
I have a
arrow.
longbow.
This is an arrow. This is an arrow dragon.
Okay, so I'll give
I have a
it.
longbow.
So I'll give that to you, Balasar.
Maybe give 1 to me,
There you go. All right,
just in case. Yeah.
got it. All right, and yeah. So that's what the boom was in the middle of the night that you guys felt was part of the north was Neverwinter, and some. You're not sure if that was possibly a massive building crumbling in Neverwinter, or maybe it was the sound of massive amounts of magic as they tried to fight back. But that was
Damn.
certainly what that sound was.
That's
that's
kinda
it.
sad.
So it's up to you guys what you would like to do from here.
Well, isn't the game plan are we going to the Well of
Yeah, I think
Dragons?
it's, Blue Dragon following the note.
What note?
Oh my god.
No.
Dude. I
We
told you.
explained to him what happened.
Leosin is interested in this as well. Are you guys explain this for the whole council?
Sure.
Okay.
Again, I slew a giant to get this note.
Oh, I thought you were joking about that. So,
How often do I joke?
No, he's not joking. He's lying. But Lenora is not.
How dare you?
All right. Either way, I believe it because it's Lenora. All right.
I tell Lenora that I can detect thoughts, right?
Constantly at all times? That seems invasive.
No, just when and then I squint my eyes. Suspicious.
Mhm. All right. I confess the real story.
Well, now that I'm awake, I officially cast my vote for going to the Blue Dragon.
How long is it going to take the allied armies to get to the Well of Dragons?
It will likely take us 60 days to march. We wouldn't have enough griffins or anything to transport this many people, and that's quite a distance. So I would say at least 40 days to get to march the armies there.
Well, is it 60 or is it 40? Can I get you to do 20?
I meant to say 40. I meant to say 40.
Okay.
Sounds like enough time to do a couple of side missions.
Yep, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, get them ready as soon as you can.
We'll begin marching them that way. Now remember, once they're there, the plan is as soon as we begin getting close, the metallic dragons are going to begin launching an assault on the dragons in the air to give us time to get in. We don't know what we're walking into, but our scouts suggest there is a lot of basically all the cult is gathered there, along with who knows what other monstrosities they have. But we'll begin the march today. I'll start giving the orders, and the other bad part is we'll be marching from all the places that we had reinforcements at, so they will be at the mercy of the gods for the 40 days that it takes to get there. We'll have everyone meet. You guys got the map, right?
Mm-hmm.
What map?
This is King Melendrak. I'll share it again if you don't have it. All right.
Oh, I thought you meant they gave the adventurers the map. Yeah, I see the map.
Oh, okay. We'll have all of the armies meet in Scornable, and we'll march from there once everyone's gathered there.
All right. How did we do, by the way, with our plan of divvying up all of the armies and moving people around?
Yeah.
Did we do a good job protecting people?
Not bad. Neverwinter got demolished. There needed to at least.
We only lost the second or third.
You only lost one. That's a pretty big hit, but everybody else held it off on all the
Have you ever
major
spent the
cities.
night in Neverwinter? Neverwinter nights are the best.
It's impossible to save them all with the numbers. You either lose a bunch of smaller ones or you lose a bigger one. WaterDeep would have required 300 and only had 200.
Ooh.
Just off a little bit.
Truly,
but they're gonna
against 100 dragons, we could put 2,000 people in there, and 100 dragons would have still destroyed it.
Yeah. 300 sounds low for how you fight. That's 3 people per dragon.
Well, the reason it was hundreds is because there was well defense and others, so more dragons instead of attacking smaller ones. They all gathered and went straight for Neverwinter. It wouldn't have been that many if there would have been smaller settlements that weren't as defended.
And to be fair, we're now marching through well-protected lands because we emphasize putting people down in the south.
Yeah.
Right.
So we are going to go. We're going north, kind of where the metallic dragons were.
Yes.
And we're going to go in Griffin.
Yeah, you're
Where are
going
we
pretty
going?
close to that area. Yeah, you're going up further north than that. There's a little dot here. I'll make it a little bigger. You guys are headed here, which will be the next adventure we do.
Woo!
And that's all I got for today, guys.
Okay.
Before we leave, can I give Leosin all the money I have to help the refugees of Neverwinter?
Sure.
So yeah, I have no gold.
Help the refugees in where? In Neverwinter?
I'm going to give you an inspiration for that.
Oh, nice.
Okay. I am similarly going to give all my gold to help.
Copycat.
All right.
You have to give an inspiration now, Balasar.
Where do I have the notes for the inspiration?
Well, I didn't do it just for an inspiration. I
No, I know,
already got
it's
a
your-
bless.
It's in your character. It's in your character. I get it.
I can't. Yeah.
All right. I will give you an inspiration as well for helping Neverwinter.
Yes.
All right, and that's it. Unless you guys had some other roleplay things you wanted to do while you're at the council.
I just wanted to thank my friends. Oh wait, I don't remember anything. Never mind. I just had a really nice sleep. I just want to talk about the really nice sleep.
Oh
I
wait,
had.
the only other thing I want to do is make sure everybody has. We don't need to do this within the system, but I want to make sure everybody has their individual costume should they need it, and I don't have to give it out beforehand. So
The purple robe, yeah.
their camouflage or their purple robes or their red robes, so everybody has their own.
Oh, nice. Okay, so let me see here. You bought purple robes for Balasar, right?
Balasar
Balasar had
Troenick
one.
and Lenora should have purple robes. Krabik and I should have the red robe, both that fit us really well. And then we all
Okay.
have rocky terrain camouflage.
Okay, if you could delete, I just added the purple robes to Troenick and Balasar, and then I'm going to add Krabik has the red robe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me delete these empty spaces I accidentally added. Okay, and what else? Did Lenora have something?
Lenora had my purple robe. I had a purple robe that I
Oh,
deleted.
okay,
It's
gotcha.
red.
Gotcha. Okay, purple robes. All right, gotcha. Okay, and everybody roll me a perception check real quick before we end.
Oh!
Nice.
Okay, only Balasar notices this, but Balasar notices that Troenick's skin looks a little greener than usual.
Hmm. Are you feeling well, friend?
What'd you ask?
Are you feeling well, friend?
I feel fine. How are you?
I feel fine.
Well, great. Good. Thanks for asking.
Okay.
All right.
I keep my my cold reptilian eyes on Tyrannic.
All right, and that's it, guys. We'll continue and start the adventure to Zonthal's Tower, if that's where you guys still want to go when we start back.
Mhm.
Are we going to be able to play next week?
Around.
Yep.
I'm around. Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Well, you good, Fife?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then we'll continue next Monday at the same time. And thanks, everybody, for joining us today. Really appreciate everybody. And we'll see you guys next Monday, 7:30 Central, or I'm sorry, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, for the next episode, episode 12 of our D&D Adventures. We're winding into the finale here.
Ooh.